Hey guys, so today I'm going to share story number 5 with you. Numbers 1 through 4 were pretty personal and they were kind of hard to watch. So I figured maybe I would share some good things that I did have with my parents, some memories. They were mostly around the time that I was 5. I was in kindergarten. So I figured I would share those with you today, and I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so the first story I'm going to share with you today is a memory I have of me and my dad. I don't have a ton of like super happy memories with him when I was younger, just because most of the time I blamed him for everything going on. However, this story, I actually can remember like the feeling of being there, so I do know that this is one of my happiest memories with him. We lived about 10 minutes away from the park when I lived in the apartments that I talk about a lot in Houston. It was right down the road. It was right next to my elementary school. It was a park. They had a park, and then before the park there was a big like open forest type area. They had some walking trails through there, and then there was picnic tables, and on the other side of the clearing from the trees there was the park. So one day, it was a day that my dad was actually sober and he wasn't on drugs. And I know this because he was shaking from having withdrawals. So this was a day that he actually was fully himself and he was sober. And he took me to the park. We rode our bikes down there and we went to a picnic table and we played my very favorite board game ever as a child, and it was called Aggravation. It was a game with marbles and move it around. I haven't played it in a really long time. Actually inspired me to buy the game for my children, so that'll be something awesome I can share with them at Christmas. And I just remember being there, and it was sunny and bright and it was warm and he was happy, and we played the game. It was for hours, I swear. That's what it felt like anyway, and it was just this amazing feeling. I was happy and he was doing something for me, and that meant a lot. And like I said, it was a really pretty day out. It was sunny. I remember the sun like peeking through the tops of the trees, and it was just, it was one of those great days. Like, it was just a great day. And after we were done playing our board game, he took me over to the park, and they had this tire swing on there, and the top of it was painted yellow, and I loved going on the tire swing. My dad would twist the chains and then he would let me go, and I would just spin around in circles so fast, and it was one of my favorite things to do at the park. And honestly, it was just the best day, and I'm super glad that I have that memory. And people don't realize that is the most simple thing ever, but it meant so much to me. And I don't think a lot of parents understand that the small things that they do for their children really do make an impact, and some of them stick with you forever. And so I kind of live by the motto of little things make the big difference. It's not about materialistic things, it's the small gestures that you do for people. It's just this simple kindness, and I really do feel true to that. Anyone who knows me or my friends know that I like to give random gifts to people. I really like the feeling of giving something to somebody and actually making them happy. And it doesn't even have to be anything crazy. Like, you can give your friend a candle and tell them, take a bubble bath and help them relax. let them know and remind them that they need time for themselves. And, or if you're at the grocery store, buy somebody a candy bar. As stupid as that sounds, small things really do make a difference. I mean, imagine all of a sudden your friend coming over and she just decided to buy you a Snickers or a Kit Kat or a thing of ice cream or bring you a soda or, a Starbucks. It's such a small thing, but it really does mean such a big thing. It just, I don't know. I love it, and I like to live my life by it. And so the story with my dad is just one of those little things. It was a very small thing. It was a board game and tire swing, and it really did mean the entire world to me. And I am thankful that I do have that memory. I'll share another happy memory that I have. So when my mom was younger, I do know that my mom liked to smoke pot. And when I was a kid, I didn't mind it that she smoked pot, because when she smoked pot, she was calm and happy and she laughed a bunch. And I just remember her telling me stories, and I can actually still remember this one particular day. We were in the living room and she was so high. And even though she was high, this is a good memory to me, and that's just sad in itself, but I'm just going to continue with the story anyway. So she was super high and she was laughing a lot, and I knew that she was. So I used to get on the coffee table and I would dance and shake my butt at her, and she thought it was so funny, and we would just laugh and laugh and laugh together. And it was just, I don't know, it was a magical time. It was like she was out of her own mind. She was out of her depression. She was out of her sadness. And for those couple of minutes or hours that we did that, it was just happiness with me and her. Because when I was little, she really was my most favorite person in the whole entire world. And even though the circumstances weren't ideal, that's just one of those things that I remember, and it did make me happy. And I'm really glad that I have that memory with her. And just remember to keep the small things. Live for the small things. Don't expect the world, because you're not ever going to get it. So enjoy the small things in life. Enjoy those small moments and put them in the back of your brain, because one day you'll be reminded of it, and it's going to make you smile, and it's going to make you feel better, and everybody deserves that, And I'm so grateful for those small memories that I have with her and my dad. So the last story I want to share, it is with my dad. He had this red truck, and he was obsessed with it. It was a Chevy. My family's big into Chevy, and he loved this truck so much that it was, tore up from the floor up. It was broken. It was always breaking down. And my dad always asked me if I wanted to help him. And we would go out there together with this tool bag, and we would just get greasy and crawl in there, and I would help him hold the flashlight, and it was great. I got to spend that one-on-one time with him, and I don't know, it was just, I can still remember sitting out there, sitting on top of the truck with it propped open, and my dad just going to work, working on it, and we would listen to music. And I didn't really like the music choice because my parents listened to hardcore heavy metal, and that was never ever my enjoyment for music when I was younger whatsoever. So that part wasn't so fun, but just getting to be with him and do something with him that wasn't something that was awful, it was really great, and I do appreciate these memories. And so I just wanted to share some happy moments. You know, it wasn't always horrible. I do have, you know, less memories of happy times than I do the bad ones, but it's nice to stop and think about. So really, I wanted to do this video so I could, one, share happy moments and it's not all sad, but two, so that you can look past all the trauma that you've been through and all the hurt and really dig inside and try and find those tiny little memories. You know, think about something you haven't thought about in a really long time. Remember the feeling, remember the atmosphere, and honestly, it really does bring joy inside yourself. It makes you feel better. It makes you realize that you're still here and you're alive and you have so much to fight for. And that's my hopes for everyone. I really hope that it helps them dig deep and find that happiness inside them. And those are just my small stories I wanted to share today. And I really hope everyone's having a great week. And I'm here as always if anyone needs to talk. All right. Thanks for stopping by, guys. See ya.